Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox. I am your host, James J. With, as always, Kaliko Yachts.
Considering that I went into an all-white neighborhood asking about wrestling, I must admit I'm glad I'm alive. How are y'all doing?
Fucking crazy, man.
And making his return, Mitch Mayhem.
If I were you, Cleco, I would have dropped in front of the first officer I saw with my hands up. What up, everybody? America's fucked up, man. But anyway, how's it going? Good to be here. Let's talk about wrestling, man.
And uh and Scooter Dust too is not with us tonight. But it is also a great day for wrestling and for Rey Mysterio, who signs a new deal with WWE for 3 years. Mitch, you've been a little bit outspoken when it comes to whether Rey Mysterio should have retired by now. Well, what is your thoughts on him signing to go another 3 years?
I think it's just for his financial welfare. He doesn't have to wrestle another 3 years. He's just tied to WWE another 3 years. So he might wrap it up in a year or so, and then just help Dominic and do something like backstage. I could see that.
So you think that this is wrestle every now and again and kind of transitions it into the background?
Right.
All right.
Eventually, maybe not now, but within like a year or so.
What say you, Kaliko?
I agree with Mitch. I think it's going to be more or less him getting Dominic into the fold of things because Dominic, for better or for worse, got a better deal than what Charlotte got because he went straight to the roster and Charlotte still had to go through NXT. So I just think it was a better. It's just more for him to get in the groove, not get caught up in the politics, kind of be like his shield backstage in
Right.
a sense.
Also, re-signing with WWE was Jeff Hardy. Um,
That
what
wasn't really a shock for me, at least.
it seems like Jeff Hardy's always had a better relationship with WWE than maybe Matt Hardy.
Well,
So,
I think when you say WWE, you mean Vince McMahon. Yeah. I think Jeff's always had a better relationship with Vince. Vince has always liked Jeff better. It's always been the case.
well,
I kind of see it more like Matt's a more intelligent wrestler as far as like backstage and creativity, and Jeff is
But
a
Jeff
bit
will
more.
give it everything
He's
and
a
just
popular.
he'll say
I would
what do
say
you
he's the
want and
more
he'll do it.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the
he'll say what do
popular
you
one.
want, boss, and he'll follow through. Exactly.
And he's the popular guy. Because think about it,
Right.
that dude's damn near 40, and he's still got bitches out here like,
Oh
ah!
damn straight. Dude, he's Jeff fucking Hardy.
Yeah, that's
Because he's been doing it since he was fucking 16. Or even sooner before that, probably.
you think Jeff Hardy might have a
Like
shot
me.
at the WWE or Universal Championship at least one more time, Mitch?
That's tough to say. I think they were already pushing him towards that, so maybe. I think I see him with it. Yeah, one of the Universal or the Championship at least one more time. I see that.
What
But
about
he is just because of the new deal and everything. I see Vince going with him.
what about you, Kaliko?
and that's the thing with Jeff, right? Like he's a solid mid carder, but he's never been thrown as the guy. And to me,
Well, not in WWE. He
yeah,
was in
that's what I'm saying.
TNA. Yeah,
He was in TNA, but not WWE. But I feel like he could be in a contender. I mean, Roman needs challengers, so why not?
very true. Very
True.
fucking true.
And the out of nowhere signee this week for WWE was Melina. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, you might remember her from maybe 2006 when she was a part of MNM, and in more recent years, or this year, on NWA TV when she managed Thunder Rosa and Marty.
That's probably what got her the WWE deal. Her NWA work.
It seems like NWA just got poached this year.
Well, what happened was Corbin gave the okay to all those people to go to AEW. So the Thunder Rosa, and I'm not sure about Ricky Starks, but at least Thunder Rosa for sure, and a few others, they're still contracted with NWA while they're working with AEW.
Yeah. So, Mitch.
And it might be Ricky Starks too. I think Ricky Starks.
No, Ricky Starks actually left NWA.
Oh, he left. Okay, yeah. Never mind then.
So, what do you think about Melina coming back to WWE? A good grab, a bad grab, maybe in the middle?
I'm indifferent about it. I don't like I said, I don't think WWE wanted her back at all until she came back to TV on NWA and made a splash on NWA. And I think that got her the deal. I really do, because before that, there was no talk about having her come back at all. At all. So I feel like that did it for her. I really do.
What about you, Kaliko?
I'm indifferent.
I honestly think I agree with Mitch, honestly, because I think it's them usurping every woman wrestler to keep everybody's else women's division stagnant.
Right.
And
out of all the people, they got Tessa Blanchard out there, and you signed Melina, right?
I think they're working with Tessa, because Tessa.
I think they are too, but I'm just saying.
Tessa still got some shit in the backstage. So,
I know.
But to me, that would be the ultimate grab, and I think they're working to it. I wouldn't be surprised.
They gotta be careful. You're right, because of the backstage shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was known as a bully backstage. But there's still another free agent out there, Sienna. Y'all might want to get her. AK.
Oh, I didn't know she was a free agent.
I mean, she's still with NWA, but I mean, at this point,
she can go somewhere. Well, I see what you're saying. Like if AEW wanted her, she could probably go work there.
Yeah, if the price is right.
I don't think AEW is interested though. I just don't. I don't know. But Sienna's she's a good wrestler. Her and what's her name? The other one in NWA, Marty Bell.
I don't see a lot in Marty, honestly.
I like her. I do. Her and Mia Yim back at TNA were a good team.
Oh my God, was Mia Yim Dollhouse?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God! Wow, that
very different, right? I know, that just shows you she can do character shit. Yeah.
All right then, you learn something every day.
Yeah, Mia Yim was Dollhouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean,
he was young as hell, man. Yeah.
On the opposite end of that spectrum, and AEW signed Will Hobbs.
Who?
Will Hobbs.
Never heard of him.
He's been there for a cup of coffee.
Never heard of him. Don't really give a shit. So.
Well, what I'm getting at is Will Hobbs kind of could be the future of AEW 2-3 years down the line.
I highly doubt that if I've never heard of him.
Well, yeah, he's only been there like a week or two.
You see, when Brock Lesnar was the next big thing, we knew Brock Lesnar's damn name, okay? I'm just saying.
What about you, Kaliko? Do you know who Will Hobbs is?
He ain't the next freaking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I didn't know Will Hobbs. The only reason I knew Brock Lesnar because I followed college wrestling, and yeah, that was my introduction to Brock.
But that's my point, though, real quick, Kaliko. Non-wrestling fans knew Brock Lesnar to an extent. That's what I'm saying. That's why
if you followed wrestling, he was a national.
Because he was a legit badass. It works. You didn't need an imagination like you did with like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, who were like 5'10". you didn't. He was a big badass monster, dude. You would be like, yeah, okay, I see him as a champion. So yeah, it didn't take much of a stretch.
Alright. Next up, Ivar of the Viking Raiders got injured. Earlier this week he had neck surgery. Real inopportune time because it kind of seems like Viking Raiders were getting a bit of a push, especially Ivar. Mitch, where does this leave Eric, his tag team partner?
I maybe out in the cold, to be honest with you. And Vikings, we know Vikings like cold, but I don't know if you'll like this kind of cold because you won't be doing much but sitting on the bench. With Ivar's situation, I think he's going to be out for a while because when they say it's a neck injury that's unspecified and they don't specify an amount of time, it usually means it's 6 months to a year. So we'll see.
Which is pretty standard for neck injuries.
Right, that's standard for neck injuries. It can be 2 years for extreme ones. Exactly. So we don't know the extent of it.
What about you, Kaliko? What do you think of the matter?
It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just more. Just hope it's a speedy recovery and it's on the lighter side of the 6 to 9 months than the heavier side. Especially when it's like something of the neck, because even if they have
that's
surgery,
the worst kind.
it's gonna take like physical therapy. You got to make sure it fuses right, and it's just a lot of shit that goes with it.
You know why the neck's the worst? Because you never get back to the 100% you were. You always have a little bit down after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when it's dealing shit with necks and spinal cords. Like,
exactly.
And it questions his movement
with your movement and with your legs.
Yeah. And especially with him, because he was the big guy that was doing those great ass spots. So
exactly.
It kind of like, yo,
yep, you're right.
Get better.
Yep, I agree. Totally. It's unfortunate, so.
Last on the news sheet this week, Ring of Honor Wrestling made a return this week with the.
And I didn't notice.
I don't think a lot of people did either.
They don't have a good. They got a scrubby roster, dude. Until they get some new, bigger names, I don't think they're going anywhere, James. I'm sorry to say it.
True, but
you want to talk about being depleted like NWA? ROH was depleted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking. Yeah. Depleted is not even the word.
That was a depletion. Yeah. So.
Or like deletion.
Yeah. That's why I said it like
Delete.
Yep, pretty much. They were deleted.
They're doing the Pure Wrestling. They brought back the Pure Wrestling Championship and having a tournament.
They have to go back to that because they ain't got nothing else. If they stayed in where they were, like the old, the new TNA, like they were a few years ago, they have no audience for that anymore. So they have to go to that niche audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing I hate about that fan base is just gone. It's just crazy.
Well, it's non-existent. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying how quick it just dissipated. Because you remember, ROH was like the rabid fan base, yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because the people like Daniel Bryan and the people that people loved left, and Seth Rollins and even when people came in, other people came in, like the Young Bucks. Then that AEW happened, and they left, and all those people left. And
I don't think they've been right since the Bucks left. When the Bucks and Cody left, it was a wrap.
They haven't, because the Bucks didn't just leave. The Bucks and Christopher Daniels and
Scorpio Sky, SCU.
Scorpio, and then hundreds of other people left too, not just them.
I mean, think of it this way: pre-COVID, they couldn't give tickets.
Christopher. So I was gonna say, honestly, if you ask me, the biggest loss out of those people I just said was Christopher Daniels, because he was a leader in the locker room, dude. He was in the backstage. He was doing his backstage stuff and in the ring. I think he was the most valuable.
He was Mr. ROH when you think about
it. Exactly. He was like what AJ was to TNA. Yes.
Like, shit. ROH.
I wouldn't have let him go. I would have given him the farm, and I would have made him champion.
Yeah, but I think
He
with
was
them,
champion.
they probably didn't want to keep everybody else
Christopher
like
Daniels.
to that much money. So yeah.
Yeah, of course not, because AEW could outbid them at any point if they wanted to.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that maybe
They can't.
Ring of Honor could make a
ROH
comeback.
can't compete money wise anymore. They don't have the money. Even with Joe Call, they don't have the money.
Yeah, they're not graining anything because they used to have that
No.
Sinclair deal, and then it just.
But they still, I mean, technically Sinclair still owns it, but they ain't doing shit with it. They're not investing anything into it. They're not using their brand at all.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
just hoping that Ring of Honor maybe makes a comeback.
Yeah, it needs better ownership first, in just my opinion. I think Sinclair, it needs to get away from Sinclair. Sinclair's going to hold it down.
And if you're looking for pretty good pro wrestling matches, I highly recommend watching this tournament that's going on right now. Alright,
Oh, at
and
G1? Or
no, the pure wrestling tournament.
oh, the ROH. Okay. When you said tournament, that's the tournament I'm thinking of. So
1 second. That will that will conclude the news portion of the show.